get them all done.
Greetings from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Friday, November 9, 2018. Here is the promised update and sort of instruction on cleaning out the bung holes and removing screws from the bottom of the 1938 Chris Craft Flying By. RJ is going to be our leader.
Find the center of the hole. Basically, this rotor brush tool has a little pointer on a spring, a little punch tool that punches into the putty pretty easy for me, and it helps me find the center. Then I just go down until I can. You can actually feel it when it hits the brass or the screw, and it's down to the bottom. You can feel it starting to bite here a little bit on the teeth. And I take an air hose and a pick and touch the ball like that. And a lot of times you don't need to, but once in a while you do need to take the pick down in there and clean it out. But a lot of times the air hose will actually clean it right out enough so that you don't end up with this impact here with a straight tip. Make sure you're in the screw deep and straight, and then you just back it out. One thing you want to do when you're doing that is make sure that you keep in mind that the screws in the bottom of this boat, some of the screws go into main frames, cross frames in the boat. Some of them go into just little 1 1/4 inch slats in between the main frames. Now the ones that go into the little slats, which is one that I just removed, is a 1 inch screw. And
it looks like a number 8, huh?
I believe.
Or is that a
I
6?
think this is actually a 6.
And one thing to notice here is we can tell that these are, this is the original bottom now. These are all slot headed screws, not Frearson or Phillips.
Right. Now the ones that go into the main frames are 2 inches long. And yeah, these are 6s and these are 8s. And pretty much I've been going down through and drilling out each hole as we go. I'll do a set of them and then go back with the air hose and the pick to make sure I get a section of them clean. And then I've started back here and just started going down through the back of them out.
Now, what do you do when inevitably some of these heads are bad?
Well,
And you can't just back them out using a slotted screwdriver.
right. Sometimes I take a pick and I stick it down in next to the screw, and as I'm backing it out, it kind of pulls itself out. Sometimes I leave them in till, if it's like the head's broke off, I'll leave it in till I remove the board, and then I'll take it out with vice grips. Or if it won't turn and it's really tight into the board and it's stripped out the slotted screw head, I'll drill down into it with a grab it, and I'll remove the screw with a grab it bit.
Why don't we actually show this is the rota broach.
And we have numerous sizes for each different size head screw.
Now you want to be careful with these, and it is rota broach, all one word. We use the Blair branded rota broaches. We tried a less expensive one, and there was a reason why it was less expensive. It was no good. The intended purpose for rota broaches is cleaning up auto body work, welds and brazing and that kind of stuff. So these things are incredibly hard, and if you're not careful, you don't want to go at these bung holes like a gorilla and drill right down, because you can clean off the heads of the screws pretty easily.
Here's one that had a little extra pressure put on it. Not too much. It don't take much to do that at all, but just a little extra pressure and it starts chewing the actual head of the screw off. And if you're not careful, you can take the whole head of the screw off.
And then you're faced with the vice grip routine afterwards. So we're about halfway.
One more thing I wanted to mention is, as I'm doing this, I just climbed underneath and I went through with a permanent marker and I marked each one of these secondary frames because they're not connected or screwed to the boat anywhere except for by these screws. And when I back these screws out, the frames drop out. And if I don't go down through and mark them, from previous experience, I've realized that you end up with a bunch of boards down on the floor that you're not sure exactly where they go. They were in this area, but the boards end up going crossways and mix and match. And so I just put a number from front to back, numbered them up through, and that way when they fall out, I'll know exactly where they go.
Well, there's our update on removing bottom planking on a 1938 Chris Craft. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boat Works.